Warning, this video contains major spoilers for the Attack on Titan anime up to episode 87 and manga chapter 130. If you have not caught up with the series and care about spoilers, you have been warned. When most people think about the themes of Attack on Titan, they think of continuing to move forward, fighting fear, and that all people are equal. What many overlook is a recurring theme of how one deals with loss. With a largely diverse cast of characters with different backgrounds and ideals, throughout the manga's 139 chapters and anime's 87 episodes as of writing this, many different ways of dealing with loss are presented. It all starts in the second chapter in the first episode with the death of Eren's mother, Carla. After the Colossal Titan shatters the gate connecting Shiganshina District to the outside world, Eren and Mikasa run home to find that a piece of the gate fell on their house and Eren's mother is trapped beneath the rubble. She tells them to run away before the Titans get them, but Eren refuses and continues trying to lift a wooden beam off of her with Mikasa's help. While Eren continues fighting and arguing with his mother about not leaving her, Mikasa starts to fall into despair, saying, "Not again," as she knows she is about to lose another parent. The two are carried away by Mr. Hannes as a Titan lifts Carla from the rubble. Mikasa turns away as Eren continues to watch as his mother is hoisted in the air, kicking, despite having told Eren and Mikasa her legs were crushed in the rubble and trying to escape the Titan's grasp. She is then crushed and eaten as Eren watches blood spew from the Titan's mouth and his mother's lifeless corpse. After these events, Eren is temporarily struck by grief for a short time, before being filled with rage and bloodlust against the Titans, saying, "I'll kill them all, every last one." Instead of backing down in fear of suffering the same fate as his mother at the hand of the Titans, his hatred against them and drive to join the Survey Corps and fight back is only solidified further. Even when his entire squad dies in front of his eyes and he himself is eaten by a Titan, he is not completely broken. As he sits in the Titan's stomach, he remembers his mother and, realizing that he has suffered the same fate, questions why the Titans must take everything from humanity. As tears pour from his eyes, Eren, in rage and despair, reaches up with the half of his arm that still remains, screaming that he won't give up, and resolving once again to kill all the Titans. This is a far cry from how Mikasa dealt with grief and tragedy early on in the story. When Mikasa's family was murdered in front of her and she was kidnapped as a child, she was left helpless and traumatized, essentially unable to move until Eren rescued her and lit the fire in her to fight and protect them both. Later in the story, after Eren was eaten and presumed dead by the rest of the trainees, when Mikasa learns of this from Armin, she is once again left in the depths of despair, though she does fare better than Armin, who can only sit and ask himself why he was the only one to survive. Mikasa, in an attempt to deal with her feelings, rushes off, guiding the recruits back to base and slaughtering all Titans in her path. That is, until she plummets to the ground due to her lack of care for her gas usage in her depressed state. Though she fights her grief through fighting like Eren did, she did it in a reckless way, ultimately screwing herself over. She sits, thinking about how she's once again lost her family, wondering why she has to feel the pain again. However, as a Titan reaches for her, she remembers Eren telling her to fight and stands up to carry his memory by living on no matter what. A day later, after the retaking of Trost, Jean and the other cadets sit in front of a fire cremating the recovered bodies of fallen soldiers. Tears flow from their eyes as they question why they joined the military in the first place. Jean sifts through the ash and bones, remembering his fallen comrade, Marco, and what he told him. Then, though shaking and scared to the core, Jean stands and exclaims that he's going to join the Survey Corps instead of following his previous wishes of taking a cushy position in the interior with the military police. His actions then led to several others from the 104th Cadet Corps joining the Survey Corps alongside him. Instead of backing down in fear of the Titans and death itself, they chose to face them both head-on instead of those who had fallen. On his first expedition outside the walls, Eren watches on as his squad mates were murdered one by the female Titan. In his despair and rage, Eren launches an assault against her. In his head, he laments about how this is his fault. He chose not to fight her beforehand when they would have won. He chose to trust in his comrades, and because of that, they all died. Consumed by his anger and regret, Eren puts up a good fight but is ultimately defeated. Mikasa, after watching Eren get eaten and taken away, is also consumed by her anger and grief and recklessly pursues the female Titan. Levi, on the other hand, keeps a relatively level head after finding the massacred bodies of his squad. Instead of flying into a fit of rage and losing control, he fights the Titan more strategically, whilst also letting some of his anger out. From here on out, coping methods and reactions to trauma stay consistent with each character for the most part. The one character that continues to change and grows the most, and rightfully so as the main character, is Eren. In the third season, after having come face to face with all the deaths and destruction he has caused due to his decisions, Eren finally resolves to grow up and realizes that he is not special. Others should not be dying for him, and his Titan strength is not solely his. He once again remembers his mother and starts punching himself, beating out the useless brat that he used to be. Everything changes once Eren sees his father's memories. Seeing what he will do in the future through them, learning about the past and outside world, and that there's no alternative as well, Eren is sent into a depressive spiral. The only freedom he has left is to fulfill what is to come and bring about the end of the world. However, he is unable to see all the horrors that it will cost, such as Sasha's death. Eren did not know it would happen, so witnessing and being the cause of it broke him to the point of laughter. What else can he do besides laugh at the fact that he can't change what is happening and is about to happen? If only things could have been different. Still, the only thing left to do is to move forward, whether he wants to or not. His only choice is to keep advancing and become the devil incarnate. The real kicker is how Eren deals with discovering humanity exists outside the walls, though that's a story for the next season. I'd like to leave off on a little tidbit about The Rumbling, the latest opening by Sim, and how the lyrics sum up Eren's perspective perfectly. If I lose it all, slip and fall, will you laugh at me? If I lose it all, lose it all. In this section, Eren wonders if his friends would look down and laugh at his horrible decision to destroy the world, especially if he fails. Perhaps this is even how he himself would look and laugh at how ridiculous his plan is. However, he begins to come to terms with the fact that he has to do it and solidifies his decision in the last part. If I lose it all, slip and fall, I will never look away. If I lose it all, lose it all, lose it all. If Eren loses it all and keeps going through with his plan, he will keep looking forward at what he is doing, facing the horrors that he commits. This is what he wanted, so he must deal with and face it. This also shows that no matter what Eren loses, whether it be his home, his friends, his family, he will not look away and will keep moving forward, even though it keeps happening. He loses it all, and loses it all.
Passion, ready